This is an R Media podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with beautiful, functional window coverings designed to change your life and lifestyle. Today's podcast episode has been styled by Oz Design, a company with over 45 years' experience in showcasing style. What do you think is something that most people could get rid of? One thing in the home that you think,
Okay.
do you know what, you don't need that.
Open your kitchen drawer, the second one down, visualise that. Anything in there, you know what I mean. Do you need 10 pairs of tongs? Dare I say it's okay to be beige. I go a bit beige
is.
for the basics.
Yeah.
Because I liken it to being like a little black dress. If you've got a really classic base, or, you can
Exactly.
dress it up.
Yeah.
It's the same for the home. And I think that's probably where a lot of people go wrong. And that's
Yeah.
probably what I've learned myself.
New Year, people set New Year resolutions, but I like to think of it in terms of rituals.
Yes, I think it's a better word. Resolutions to me always sounds negative.
Exactly.
I think rituals is a much nicer way to think about it.
What are rituals to you?
Things that spark your spirit.
Welcome and Happy New Year to you. If there had ever been a time to start listening to the edit, this is it. It's the new year. We're here to make all those decisions as simple as possible, and we have the best in the business just for you to help us. In today's chat, design expert Tara Dennis joins us to share new ideas, trends, and practical inspiration for entering the new year with creativity and calm. From colour palettes to organisation hacks, we'll uncover ways to transform any space into a sanctuary for fresh beginnings. And remember, you're not alone. If all of this feels like a lot, editing your home and tackling clutter, it can be emotional and overwhelming. And that's exactly why this show exists. Think of us as your calm friend in the chaos. We're here to walk you through one small doable step at a time. We're in safe hands with Tara, so enjoy. Your home. Welcome to The Edit, a brand new podcast from Home Beautiful. Well, welcome back to The Edit, Tara Dennis. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me again. It's so nice to be here, refreshed and feeling good for summer.
So it's a new year. Let's
Yeah.
talk about how to make the most of it.
I think it's everyone's made their resolutions, haven't they, by
Yeah.
now? Do you think anyone's actually broken them already?
Well, early days. Depends what it is.
My resolution generally with every year is always to start with a good clean-up, meaning like
Me
whether that's
too,
is it in
yes.
your house as well?
Oh, as soon as Christmas is
Physically-
done, I can't wait to just clear everything out.
Yeah. So
What do
mentally you
do?
want to be strong, physically you want to just
Yeah.
get rid of what you don't need. And I think just set off with good intentions. So it's the year of the horse. We're galloping into 2026 with all good intentions. The wheels won't fall off, all right?
No, exactly.
So I think it's nice to get that tree down, Christmas tree.
Yes.
My mother always used to say it was 2 weeks, so you kind of had till around the 5th of January to get the tree down.
Okay.
So if anyone is kind of thinking that, March is a good time to take down the Christmas lights and all of that, it's way
too
too
late.
late. Bad luck. So you want to get everything packed away nice and neat. But I'm a big editor. I'm always just culling as I go. So I kind of call it tidal. When I used to do TV, I used to say to people, if
Tidal.
you bring something in,
Yeah.
something has to go out. Same with clothing, wardrobe, anything. In, out.
I
So you've
love
always
that.
got like an op shop bag, something to go to charity, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Same with furniture. You just can't keep bringing it in. One of the biggest dilemmas, I suppose, decorating-wise, people used to say to me is, I need an extension. I don't have much space. I need more storage. And I used to say to them, maybe you need less stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you actually just need less stuff.
What do you think?
need it?
What do you think is something that most people could get rid of? One thing in the home that you think,
Okay.
do you know what, you don't need that.
Open your kitchen drawer, the second one down, visualise that. Anything in there, you know what I mean. Do you need 10 pairs of tongs?
No.
No,
you don't.
You pick the best ones, the ones that work well, and get rid of the rest. Donate them. Charity. We all just accumulate, especially after Christmas. So it's the same, like the kids get given toys.
Yeah.
Start donating. You have to start as you mean to go on, or come sort of September, October.
Exactly.
That's what I meant by the wheels falling off. It'll all
Yeah.
go pear-shaped, and then you're going into another Christmas with more stuff. That's the sad thing about the world we live in now. We're very material, and things are so affordable now, relatively.
Yeah.
We end up with too much.
Exactly.
Or we buy something and go, oh, that's good, and then we get, and before you know it,
There's
the
too
drawers are
much.
full.
And you really believe a clear space is a clear mind.
Totally. I'd like to say that it was just me. I think it is a female thing. Now, that's probably controversial. I like to go to work in the morning, the sink's clear, the washing up's put away,
Yeah.
floors are tidy. I set off for my day in such a better mood when everything's relatively tidy. I'm not, pedantic and doing every single thing.
No.
But a tidy house is a tidy mind, I believe.
Do you have any daily habits that help you keep
for
on
sure,
to that?
For sure. I definitely make sure that the sink is clear.
Yeah.
I don't want to come home to washing up. And in fact, it kind of starts the night before. So when I go to bed, I make sure that the washing up's put away so that I don't get up to a dish full of, a sink full of dishes, should I say.
How are you on the reset? So people talk about a Sunday reset or a nightly reset. Are you a cushion plumper? Do you get the couch all sorted?
Yeah, ask my husband. He's like, here we go. Before we go to bed, we have to get up and check. And again, it's not even so much of the aesthetic. It's more that I feel like it's done.
Yeah.
Tick. I'm a big list ticker. I love to say, right, that's done. Don't have to worry. It's setting my day up badly when I get out of bed and come out in the lounge room, there's cushions everywhere and there's stuff everywhere, and you go in the kitchen and the sink's full of dishes. It's like, no, I can't have that. I like to come in and go, right, new day, off we go.
So what do you do in the new year? Are there any tips or things that you do in your life to start the new year?
Well, again, it's that edit. I start to think about my wardrobe. What can I cull? Because, new year, you're sort of like, you're halfway through summer. Did I actually put away all of my winter clothes? Did I get there? Because just, I slam into Christmas with what I do for work. So I that last quarter of the year is just a mess for me. So it's the time when I take stock and I go, I should either wash all of my woolens or dry clean them and put them away. It's kind of having a house refresh, and the same with your linen cupboard. You can go through, match up all of your sheets, they're little jobs. And instead of going big and going, I've got to do my whole linen closet, just do one shelf at a time.
Oh, that's such a good
shelf.
idea.
That's all you need to do. So I have this little, it is not a daily ritual, it's a weekly ritual. I try and do one job, and I call it my hour of power.
Yeah.
So whether it be on a Saturday or a Sunday, even a weeknight if I've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
Just one job, and that could be clear out the top drawer in the kitchen, or it could be tidy that shelf in the fridge and clean it. I did my washing machine the other day, where in the rubber it gets all
it's gross
cleaned all
in
of
there.
that, and then I go, I feel really good now. Just little jobs that all add up, because things become overwhelming when you don't, and then they all start stockpiling.
Yeah.
So if you kind of start the year with the new intention, it's just easier along the way, and get the family on board too. So I got my husband and my son the other week. Hour of power, guys. Come on, down in the
all
driveway,
doing
all
it.
that stuff. Let's clean it up. And before you know it, it's looking
The
good.
house is looking good. Do you have a list of jobs
No,
that you have to get
no,
through, or
'cause-
you just
'cause
you can
boys
see?
ignore the lists.
Oh,
Boys ignore the list. If you do the list, it becomes like a nag list, and then they get a bit, they dig the heels in. It's like, no. So I just kind of like, I sell the idea.
more of a group activity.
Yeah, like, hey, how about we do this? And they're
Because
like,
then we'll
yeah.
feel great.
Yeah, so it's the approach.
And do you notice that they do feel good, or
Yes.
their mood is
my
more
son,
buoyant?
if I get him to, I don't make him clean his room on his own anymore. I've learned over the years, instead of nagging him, clean your room up, I go up there and he's sitting there playing with something. And you just go, well, that didn't work, did it? So if I go and help him and we get it done, he really enjoys his space so much more afterwards. And he can find things. He goes, hey, so I think you have to set up systems.
Yep.
And if you have a good system, they can keep to the system.
Yeah.
If it's chaos and there's no system, they can't keep a good system. Do you know what I mean? If there's nowhere to hang your clothes or no clean drawers, if you can't put your things away, it will never work. So you've got to tidy out the drawer and then say, I've put your T-shirts and your undies and everything like this.
Yeah.
That's how I want you to put the washing away. And it does work, but you have to regularly maintain the system.
It really does. I've got a 4-year-old, so son, and his room is probably the most easy to organise because I'm so conscious of a kid's room can get really chaotic.
It does, very easily.
And so there is a place for everything, and we do the regular clear outs where we like to, he gets to choose the toys that he wants to give to the other children.
Good, yeah.
And to exactly what you're saying, get him involved in the process. And we have a pack away race. And
yeah, that's good. Make it fun.
Make it fun. And I think it's just so much calmer for him to go to bed each night in a tidy room.
Oh, completely. And you can dust it and you can keep it tidy.
Yeah.
And they appreciate then what they have rather than just this overwhelming pile of toys that they've grown out of and they don't play with them. So I think that's really good to set up good systems for every room in the house and then just try and maintain it regularly throughout the year, and then you can keep on top of things.
Definitely. So with the clutter cleared, you can look to my favourite part of the decor.
Yes.
Let's talk about colour. What sorts of colours do you personally love to live with, and do you change it up, or do you have the new year, let's try something fresh?
I tend not to. A lot of people think, oh, your house must be, you must change it all the time. And,
Changing rooms?
Changing rooms, yeah. Look, very easy to want to paint the walls and all that sort of thing. I'm a big believer in the classic neutrals for your base things that are difficult to change quickly and easily and affordably. So for tile, for instance, I would never do something like a hot pink tile or a blue tile even, or a green tile, anything that I think could become stylised. So I tend to err on the side of, dare I say, it's okay to be beige. I go a bit beige for the basics. Yeah. Because I liken it to being like a little black dress. If you've got a really classic base, you can add pearls or a scarf or a beautiful handbag, or you can dress it up. Yeah, it's the same for the home, and I think that's probably where a lot of people go wrong, and that's probably what I've learned myself over the years watching what people do. They go, I can't get it right, because they've gone out shopping and they've bought this peacock blue sofa in velvet and they go, it just looks so amazing in the store and I have to have it. And then 5 years later they go, what was I thinking? I can't match anything with that, So I would say go peacock blue velvet in your cushions or your art, but just have a neutral base that is timeless and classic. So I'm a big believer in the classic base. And then, so as you can imagine, I have cushions coming and going in my house all the time. And it always works because you can mix it up with those accents. Flowers, anything that you put in a vase. Well, look, that's injected green to this table. It's the same. You could do pink and you can change things seasonally, quickly and easily, and it's just instant then, rather than I've got to paint the walls and then, get a new sofa.
The quick fix, the quick decor
Totally,
fix.
I'm all about the quick fix.
You've also got a lot of experience in fixing bigger decor problems.
As in DIY?
As in
all of
DIY?
That. Yeah,
as in some rooms that just need help. Tell us about some of the biggest fixes.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people get a bit confused as to, they go, oh, my house, it's just either not big enough or the door's in the wrong place or it's just awkward. There's no such thing as the perfect room. There isn't. I like to say to people, try to think about it in a different way. Like, does your sofa have to go there? Could you move it around? Yeah. Could you have a slightly smaller sofa? Is it too big for the space? Most lounge rooms, for instance, always focus around the TV. It's just
How
the
do
thing.
you feel about that?
Love, hate, it's normal.
I love TV.
Yeah. So I mean, it's normal.
Love it.
I like these flat screens that you can put a frame on and do that kind of stuff. That's cute.
Yeah.
It's also thinking about balance and viewpoints. There's no point in setting up all of your furniture in the room if no one can see the TV, if they're having to sort of go like that. That's just not going to work. You still have to live there.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a question of maybe perhaps even addressing how you use a room. Do you need a dining room? Could you take everything out and actually turn it into like a home office, a gym? Maybe you could put fitness equipment in there. I don't know. It's just reusing things in clever ways and thinking about the space that you have.
Yeah.
And maybe with the addition of perhaps some built-in cupboards, could that work better for you? Or could you take things out and have that work better for you?
Definitely.
Even curtains can change the feel of a room. Just shears on the window in summer, that soft, breezy kind of look.
Yeah.
You might not see that ugly view. It just might might transform a room completely just with a couple of
Absolutely.
shears. So it's just thinking about things in a fresh new way and not trying to fight what's going on in the room.
No.
You know, too many people come in and go, I hate my terracotta tile floor and I can't replace it and I don't know what to do with it. Okay, so let's work with that. You have orange in your room on the floor.
Yeah.
So let's work with that. Maybe we can do a softer peachy colour on the walls and work with it rather than against it.
To make it feel cohesive.
Totally, yeah. Work with it, make it deliberate.
How can you bring balance into a room? Because balance is something that people look at in the new year. They want to get their work-life balance right for the year ahead. But it's something you can do in interior design as well.
You can, and you can do it with scale. I think scale is a really important thing. In one room, say again, if we look at, say, the lounge room, for example, a rug on the floor will define the space and it can immediately ground the room and centre it. So if you have a little postage stamp size rug in front of your sofa, the balance is not right.
Yeah.
It's not good. But if you have a bigger rug, it actually gives the illusion of more space and it tends to sort of knit the whole room together.
Yes.
And then how you position the furniture on the rug will then add the balance. So you could do maybe 2 sofas opposite each other. You could do a sofa with 2 armchairs or just one at the end. Little side tables can add balance. And then the height of your lamps. Don't have little tiny lamps on little low tables.
No.
You know, scale. So just learning about scale. So I think I tend to say to people, have less of the big things in the room, but make them bigger. Does that make sense? It sounds counterintuitive.
It does. But it makes sense because you have a sense of, I don't know how to explain this, but like you can breathe.
Yes, yeah. It knits it together because it's wall to wall. You see it. So you're seeing the big ticket items. So you're seeing the sofa, the coffee table, where the television is, and the key lamps. And then the art should balance the sofa.
Yes.
So don't do little tiny picture above the big sofa. You know, if you're going to do that, do a gallery wall so it fills the space. So
That's
again, you
true.
get balance. Or do a big artwork. Go grand and do a big artwork, which you can get affordably now. You can just do a big canvas that's light. And again, that adds balance and it makes the room feel not only welcoming but less cluttered and it makes you calm as soon as you go in there because it all feels like it's deliberate, not just nicky-nacky news everywhere. You know, you don't want it to feel like that. And, you know, with a bookshelf, take everything out, rearrange it, stack your books neatly, have a little vase, add some balance to your shelves. Don't overcrowd things. Put some things away. If you don't want to get rid of them, put them away.
Because a lot of us love a knick-knack.
Yeah. And I do. I'm the worst. I've got so many little nicky-nacky news, you know, but I don't have to have them out on display all the time.
No.
And by putting them away and then revisiting them at another time, you can appreciate them more because you forget what you've got. And you just sort of see it and you don't see it. But when it's fresh and new, you go, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that. Oh, wow. And I love the ribs and you
That's
suddenly
exactly
see things again.
You get the same buzz as if you had bought something
Totally.
new.
You can appreciate it all over again. So put things away or group them according to the season. It could be, you know, like for winter, you could have more cozy. In summer, you just want light and fresh. You want some surfaces. You need to see some space in summertime.
I agree. I love hearing about Tara's systems as a new technique for order. She is a woman who knows. So coming up, how to make your room feel welcoming and not cluttered. See you in a bit. Oz Design is all about making your home look good and feel even better. This season's collection brings together natural textures, warm timbers, and clean modern lines. The kind of timeless style that fits any space. Each piece is made to last and easy to mix and match, whether you're giving one room a refresh or styling your whole home. It's thoughtful design that feels relaxed but still refined. Check out the collection online or head in store today. Press pause on the chat. Here's what Paula, a leading trend expert from Oz Design, is noticing right now in inspiring trends for your home in the year to come. Well, Paula, welcome to the Edit. It's so lovely to have you with us and to talk all about trends.
Thanks, Elle. It's fabulous to be here.
I think trends are something that we both cover in our jobs a little bit differently, but I have to say it's always nice when it aligns, when we realise actually the trends we're both forecasting for 12 months ahead, they're the same.
Are the same, absolutely. I mean, I think with my role, working with furniture and homewares and delivering products to everyone in Australia across different style types, you really need to understand the trends and where they're going and make sure they're relevant to how we live.
Absolutely, because trends come from everywhere. I mean, you go on buying trips or research trips.
Yes.
Tell us about that. I'm so curious to know what's it like.
This year was a particularly special year. We got to do a bit of a retail tour. So my colleague who looks after our operations division and I went to the States. So we did what you could call a fabulous, fun 10 days of shopping in New York and LA.
Oh, it sounds like you have a dream job.
Yeah, well, you know, that for me was a bit of a dream job. Who doesn't love to shop and who doesn't love to travel at the same time? So that was wonderful. We wanted to go there to probably get outside of our four walls and to make sure that we were seeing what was happening in the world.
Yeah.
We get to do that through travel to fairs and to see suppliers that we actually create the furniture and homewares with. But this trip was particularly special to just try and see how other retailers do it, how some of the best in the world retail. So,
and what sorts of things did you see that you think that will translate well back at home?
Oh, so many. I mean, I think that, you know, we've seen throughout some of the bigger designers and bigger interior sort of moments, lots of curves and sort of movement to large voluptuous sofas and to centerpieces that are slightly more dynamic or oversized.
Yeah.
And I suppose we saw that in repetition while we were travelling.
Okay.
So everything, the curve is not going anywhere. It
Good
is
to know.
here to stay. It's here to stay in different forms. So whether it's a more contemporary, low-line, modern piece that's a sectional piece that you build and create your own environment with, or whether it's something like this one today that's got curving that's set up as a simple 2 or 3 seater.
And so you mentioned repetition. Is that how you identify a trend when you see it popping up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, with trends, they start to form with architects and designers, and then you start to sort of look through different retailers, and it might be a bespoke retailer that does more unique pieces, and you start to see that, oh wow, they're starting to use that movement, or architects are taking arches to a whole new level, and fluting is sort of remaining popular across joinery and cabinetry.
Yeah.
And so from there you sort of go, okay, there's something in this. This is going to make its way eventually to furniture and to pieces that fill the home.
And that makes sense because a building, architecture, it's going to be there a long time.
Yeah,
so if they're
absolutely.
putting it in.
Absolutely. And look, we go to home shows locally, so I often think it's good to not only see what's happening in retail, but to see what's happening domestically from, say, a kitchen manufacturer's perspective, or from how somebody puts together a wardrobe design. So for us, it's then going, okay, that trend's staying, that's still here, everyone's committed to it. And then we feel comfortable bringing it out in furniture pieces because we know people have seen it, they've experienced it, and then they actually then want to take it on themselves.
And that's just it. Not everybody wants to be the first.
No. And often we find if we're too early to market with a trend, no one likes it. It needs to be in your magazines. It needs to be seen across a variety of different styles. It needs to be accessible so that people feel comfortable investing in it.
Absolutely. And I think we notice with trends that quite often it's a pendulum swing.
Yes.
So we'll go from one trend, for example, maximalism. People will eventually start craving a more simple interior.
Yeah.
And then with colour.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's happening is we're sort of probably swinging back the other way a little bit, and colour and warmth and texture and tone and having a space that feels comfortable and inviting is probably where we're heading to throughout 2026. So the intent is to sort of go from having a space that's cooler to something that's a lot warmer and a lot more comfortable, so you feel at ease.
Big thanks to Paula for that inspo. Now back to the chat. Now, you've got a lot of experience as well in, well, there was a TV show, Changing Rooms.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I think in the new year, people think, oh, let's just try a new look. And it could be a personal look. It could be a look in their home. Have you ever walked into a room and inside just gone, oh my God, what is this?
I too many times to count.
Take us there. I want to know.
I've actually been to houses where they said, I saw you on Changing Rooms and you inspired this feature wall, and you're going, I'm really sorry. What was I thinking? It was like the 90s, I have to say. But yeah, feature walls were very big. Do you remember suede effects?
Oh,
Do you remember suede
yes.
effects? Yeah, so that's probably the thing that really haunts me continually because it's textural. And then they try and paint over it, and of course the suede still comes through.
I do sometimes wonder, and this is controversial, is today's lime wash paint effect
Perhaps
the modern day version of suede effect?
It could be. It probably not as... Well, I wouldn't like to say the word damaging, but not as obtrusive, because the suedey texture would come through. The lime wash you could probably go over quite easily. I know there's a lot of people toying with wallpaper and doing really well with wallpaper. Wallpaper's expensive, so that kind of precludes a lot of people because of the expense. I think you've got to be really committed. If you want to do wallpaper, you've got to be committed, because it's like $300 a roll or whatever.
Exactly.
So if you're going to put it in, you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But look, I wouldn't say that I think any room is a disaster. I can always see the potential in a space.
Yeah.
And being able to go in with an independent view. When it's your stuff, you have an emotional connection with it. So
Definitely.
you might say, oh, you know what? My mother-in-law bought me that vase for our wedding. I'm divorced now, but I've still got the vase. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So you
do you need
things.
to keep the vase?
Do you need to keep the vase? I don't know. We keep things out of an emotional attachment, and in some ways, is it guilt? Is it because we just get bored, or we can't be bothered to change it, or we just never thought about changing it? Look at everything on your shelves. Look at your art. Look at those lamps. Do you love them?
Yeah.
Do you love them enough to live with them? Could you just move them on? These days you've got so many options to actually even make money. You can do like marketplace, you can sell things. The money that you make on those bits, maybe you could invest in one nice lamp.
Yeah.
Get rid of a few bits and bobs and put it into something nice, And I think invest in things like a nice piece of art or a good lamp or some good key pieces, and not spend so much on the little tiny bits and pieces that don't pull it together, know. So some bigger ticket items, thoughtful purchases, I think, and it's nice when I see, say, like a husband and wife shopping in our store together, rather than her saying, isn't this great, and isn't this great, and he's going, whatever you want, I don't care. I love it when they're together on the decision, because you both live there.
That's so true. Do you take into consideration the opinions of your husband and son, because you all live together?
Yeah.
What do they think of your style? Do they agree?
I think they, yes, to a point. My style's changed because of them, but I would say in a better way. I think probably when I used to decorate, like I'm talking about back in the 90s, I was a lot more frilly and detailed, and so my style's become a lot more clean line. That's not only, that's also time, and it's confidence with what I do as a job as well. So I guess I would say that my style and my taste has matured. My husband does like a lot of more earthier, rustic stuff, probably more so than I do. So I try and fit the balance in. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like the feminine with the yin and yang.
I love
and
that.
my son doesn't care. He's like, where's
That's
dinner? I don't
great.
care. I
That's
don't care.
so good.
Having said that, I mean, my son's he does have a good eye. I think I'm selling him short. Maybe when he gets his own home one day, I'll be able to see what
That'll be exciting. What do people typically come in for in the new year?
Rugs.
Oh, really?
Again, just to clean it up, just like, I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to paint the walls, add a new rug.
Literally from the ground up.
Yeah, a new sofa. We sell a lot of sofas in the new year.
Yeah.
Again, I was talking about soft sheers on the window. We have these lovely breezy, gauzy linen curtains, which are nice because they can diffuse the light. In summer, you just want to keep it cool and fresh.
Yeah.
New cushions, obviously. You'd be very surprised to hear.
How many cushions do you have?
Oh,
not in the shop, but
or
at
in the
home
shop?
personally. Yeah.
Oh, I have a very long window seat. You've probably seen it in the magazine there. I can probably fit about 15 cushions along that window seat easily.
Oh, I love it.
So I probably would, on the beds and stuff. But you can still fit in there.
And do you have backup cushion covers? Because I've heard about people who have a cushion wardrobe.
Yes, yes. Well, we now sell our cushions in the store as cover only, so you can swap them out, which a lot of the ladies like because then the husband doesn't know. Because, it's not like another thing coming in the door. Oh, no, it's always been like that. It's fine.
I just got it from the linen
Wash
cupboard.
the others and stash them away. Exactly. But that's smart. You can do summer, winter. It's a good way to go, I think, when you can change things again quickly and easily. And that's what I said before about testament to a good neutral base. If you've got a neutral base, change the cushions and you've got a whole new look.
Exactly. We touched on colour a little bit, and we've just discovered the new Pantone colour of the year. Was it Dreamwalker? Cloudwalker?
It's a very soft blue.
Really soft blue.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for the new year.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting thing. Many years ago, I sat in on a colour council session, which was fascinating. And it's amazing how, often people say, where did they come up with these colours? How did they decide?
Where do they?
There's whole councils that go on, and they draw in things like politics, what's going on in the world.
Really?
So basically, things that are actually happening that affect how we feel.
Yeah.
So as a whole sort of human spirit throughout the world, if we're all feeling negative, you'll see bright colours will come up. And when we're all feeling really I need to calm down, soft colours come through.
We often talk about the pendulum swing of trends, and it's exactly what you've just explained. And also when people ask us at Home Beautiful, how do you decide what to put in the magazine and on the website every month? And it really is being almost a bit clairvoyant.
Yes, yeah.
We have to imagine what will people want to read about and look at when they are clicking on that website or picking up that magazine on that day, on that week, that month of the year.
So how do you decide? I'm going to ask you, how do you decide?
It is quite seasonal. So some things are fairly obvious. Autumn comes around and people want to, it's all about throws and cushions and
cozy.
candles and cozy. And so there are some things that are quite obvious, which we then layer with the colour trends that are coming through, because people want to feel like they're playing with something new, but we always have the familiarity there. It would be the same for you in the shop, that you want to deliver something new, but help them feel they belong.
They come in and they go, what's new, what's new, what's new? So there is always this sense of, I've got to keep just churning up something new. But it's not really my philosophy. My philosophy is definitely the good classic basics, like I said, and then the little things on top. There's no point in going and buying flowers first if you don't have a good vase. So I really do try to make sure that I tick off all of the good basics. So good rugs, good sofas, good vases, all the key pieces. Yeah. And then the rest really is icing on the cake. And you can tweak it. So you can tweak it with colours. It's like fashion. I use fashion as a really good, I guess, a gauge on what's going on in the world. Yeah. So I don't love fashion myself. I wouldn't say that I go out shopping.
You always look incredibly chic.
Neat and tidy, good jeans, good footwear, sensible footwear for going up ladders. But no, in terms of I will actually probably once a year invest in getting a couple of good international Vogue magazines, the good style magazines like Elle. And I'll just go through the runway collections. What are they wearing? Yep. What are the fabrics? Is it sparkly? Is it bright? It's amazing. And if you cut out and you do some mood boards, it's amazing how you can actually see those trends come through. It takes a while with home, but it filters down. Yep. So I look at what they're doing on the runway, and then within about 18 months, you'll generally see a pattern emerge.
So clever.
So it's something that I've done for years and years and years.
Subliminally, you are really letting people know the choice you are making is the right one.
Yeah, you have to be confident with decorating, and that's where I think, you'll see a really well put together lady come into the store and then she just goes to water when it's choosing a cushion. Yeah. And you look at and you go, it's just a cushion. We're not saving lives here, but they just don't know what to do.
I know.
But I'm like, you look so beautiful.
Exactly.
How do you do that? And then you don't know what to do. Have some confidence. I think they're scared of getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And my advice to that would be, have a bit of a plan. What do you love? How do you want the room to feel?
Yes.
Feel is better than look. You want it to feel welcoming or cozy, or you want it to feel showroom aesthetic. However you want your room to feel. Yeah. You almost have to sit down and plan it out. It's like giving a builder an idea and saying, go build me a house. He'll go, I don't know what you're talking about. But if you give him a plan,
Yeah.
he can build your house
Yeah.
to what you want. And it's the same. So if you're going to do a bathroom or a big ticket item sort of space like a kitchen,
Yeah.
you have to go and get a sample tile, a sample handle, some colours. You have to lay that out.
Yeah.
You know, I've been decorating for like 30 or 40 years. I can't even do it without a storyboard.
Exactly.
Because I'm thinking that beige on that cabinet door, did it have a green undertone or a peach? I'm not sure. But if it's there, I can see that in relation to
Yes.
the tile, into this. And I can look at it and go, right, that's my mud map and I'm going to work with that. You know, but if you're guessing all the time, you're going to get it wrong. And I think when they get it wrong, then they lose confidence. So you kind of got to have a bit of a plan, whether it be just putting a new look for your bed together or a set of new cushions on your sofa. You know, have a plan
Absolutely.
and then you'll have confidence because it worked and you'll keep going.
Keeping things out of guilt, I think we can all relate to that. I sure do. Coming up, Tara gives us some great stories from DIY Australia and secrets to her style. Back in a bit. When it comes to creating a home that feels calm, beautiful, and uniquely yours, light plays a key role. Luxaflex offers a range of custom window coverings that don't just elevate your interiors. They help you control a space with light. From soft sheers that diffuse sunlight to smart blinds that move at the touch of a button. Every Luxaflex product is made with quality craftsmanship and thoughtful design. Discover how Luxaflex can transform the way you live and enjoy your home every day. Visit luxaflex.com.au to explore the full collection or visit your local showroom today. We are so excited that we're getting so many lovely emails from you at home for our Room for Advice segment. So, Tara, we help our lovely listeners with some of their design dilemmas.
Great idea.
And I have one here for us today. Marlo from Fremantle has written, the kids' toys are everywhere. Their cupboards are overflowing with clothes they barely wear, and I feel totally overwhelmed. If I want to declutter toys and clothes first, what's the best place to start so it actually makes a difference?
Such a great question,
I
Marla.
love
Thank you.
this. I live this.
You live this, and I've done this. I think you really need to start with a very, very simple basic start. One drawer at a time, one shelf at a time. That's what
Yes.
I would do. It's a bit mean to go through and chuck all the toys away when the kids are at school, I think. I think you need to do
agree.
it together. So I think it needs to be a group
Yes.
effort. You know, and I think there's always room for putting things away, again, to play with at another time. So you can tidy things like shoes in baskets so the kids can put them in baskets themselves.
That's a good idea.
I'm a big believer in encouraging the kids to try and sort themselves as well. So,
Yes.
but again, you can't expect them to do it if you haven't set up, you know, that sort of method. So I like to do little stickers for the drawers, you know, like underpants, T-shirts,
Oh,
you know,
that's
trousers.
so cute.
So it could be just cards with blue tack or
Yeah.
it could be a sticker depending on the actual piece of furniture
And
that
I've
you
seen
have.
for some kids who are a bit younger to have a picture of what the item is, so
Yeah,
they know
perfect.
to
Yeah, you can
identify it that
laminate.
way.
And that could be a fun project in itself. So
Yeah.
let's do this as a fun project, not as,
Yes.
we've got to clean out the cupboards this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a big one for pulling everything out, either off the shelf or the whole cupboard at once.
Yes.
And addressing it all, going through. So there's a to keep, don't know, getting rid of pile. So you want 3 piles.
Exactly.
Try and keep those cupboards and those main toy areas moving.
Yeah.
And that means you've got to have them accessible to be able to put things away
Yeah.
and not become overwhelming for everybody involved. Because if you open the cupboard and it's all falling out, it's like, oh,
And no one wants to play with that.
awful.
Okay, well, I think we have one more question here. Sarah from Redfern has said, I've got holiday decorations cluttering every corner after the festive season. How can I declutter and organise them for a fresh New Year's start in my small apartment?
Redfern, yes, can have some tiny places. Again, storage. I think it's about keeping the really precious pieces and the ones that you want to get out year on year and just say that reminds me of when my kids were young. So you want to keep those special things.
Yeah.
These days there's some really great I've even seen them in the hardware stores. You know, these sorters, they're an organizer. So you get
I've
something
seen
to wrap
those
your
too.
lights around,
Yeah.
little areas for your baubles.
Yep.
So really great containers.
Yeah.
At the very least, egg cartons are really good for tiny decorations. You could get a piece
That's
of
a good
cardboard to wind
idea.
your lights around. So if you don't have the money to spend on, because
Yeah.
storage is expensive, plastic
It
tubs are
is.
expensive.
Yeah.
So you could get a cardboard box and you could get egg cartons and you could, you know, just put things away.
Yep.
Or just a little bit of tissue wrap around your precious baubles and things.
Yeah.
But I think cull is the big word. You know, we all have too much stuff. We don't need it all. We need to edit, keep what we love.
Yeah.
And then what we want to take forward in life and let the rest go, you know. Life's short, keep moving, I say.
I agree. So, Tara, we've covered trends, we've covered decluttering, and we may have touched on New Year's resolutions. If not, let's talk about it now because it is a very real thing about the new year. People set New Year resolutions, but I like to think of it in terms of rituals.
Yes, I think it's a better word. Resolutions to me always sounds like, oh, I've got to lose weight and I've got to do all these horrible things. You know, it's already negative.
Exactly.
I think rituals is a much nicer way to think about it, don't you?
Because what are rituals to you? I think of them as hobbies or the little things that you do to make your day
Things that
better.
spark your spirit. Rituals really do add a little punctuation throughout, you know, whether it be
Yes.
something that you do for 10 minutes a day. You know, a few years ago, everyone was journaling, weren't they?
Yeah.
Or writing gratitude journals. And I
Yes.
still think that's good. You know,
Yeah.
even when you go to bed at night, just thinking about your day, you know, if you've had a really tough day, what did I learn from the day? What you know, what am I trying to be better at, I think is a
Yes.
really nice way to think about it. So rituals to me don't always have to be something that's physical. It can just be a mental thing where I just actually, sometimes I'll turn the ignition of the car off and I'll just stop and sit just for a moment and just think, okay, gather my thoughts, right. What am I going to do? How, you know, like getting my head together. I think a good ritual for me is when I stop, even before I go into the house at night after work, try and breathe. Okay, and I'm going to try and leave that behind and take forward, you know, a happy smile, positive, a hello. You know, I want to arrive with a hello, not a, you know, the traffic was so bad. And, you know, I just think that's a really nice positive way to start
is.
the next wherever you are. So get out of the car and be positive. To just stop and be kind to each other and be kind to ourselves.
I think
Give
so
ourselves
too.
a moment, whatever that is, whether it's a hobby, whether you're stopping and doing something with your hands. Like I love to create things, you know, whether I paint or I sew, baking, cooking.
Yeah.
That's a nice ritual. Reading, even just sitting in front of the television with your kids, that's a ritual. It's
It
okay.
is.
And it's okay to be, even dare I say, scrolling through Instagram, as long as you know where to cut off. You know what I mean? It's a
It's
ritual.
true.
If it makes you feel good
and
it helps.
inspired.
Yes, you need to take your best face forward
Yeah.
for you and for everybody else. So for me, it's about those just small moments. Whatever it is that makes you a better person, then I think that's a good ritual. You know,
How can you bring these rituals into the home?
carve out a small space for you.
Yeah.
And the same if it's, you know, I'm lucky I've got a small art studio and I love that and I go out there and it's my own space. But I'm very grateful for that, and I'm aware that a lot of people don't have that space.
Yeah.
They go, I'd love to be creative like you, but I don't have a space. Well, carve a little corner. Is there a little space in the hallway where you could have a little table in the
so
corner and a
true.
lamp and you know, a few paints or pencils in the drawer? Just make it for you,
I think
and then it's special.
My own space is half a drawer. I really love tea.
Okay.
And that's a moment where I can stop and recharge. And so I emptied out half the spice drawer and put in my favourite beautiful teas and
so nice.
some silverware and my favourite teacups. And I thought, I don't have to save these for best. This is something that I can use every day. And it makes me so happy to pull that drawer open
Totally.
and see these beautiful things in there and then enjoy that lovely
I'm
cup
so
of
pleased
tea.
that you've done that. It is, and that's a ritual. It's
Yeah.
a daily thing, and you're going to open that drawer daily, and just get that
Exactly.
little kick daily of going, I love this drawer, and
Yeah.
you'll keep it neat and tidy and
Yeah.
restocked, and others will know your joy with that, and they'll buy
Yeah.
you special teas.
I hope so.
You know, it's nice. It's nice. It's a great thing, and you know, it's doable. We
Yeah.
don't just have to exist in these boxes and call them a
No.
house. Make it
No.
a home, and a home reflects everything about about everyone who lives there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be, I've got kids, so I can't have a lovely house. My house is going to look terrible until they're 20. No, make it good, you know. Put their toys in baskets, set up
Yeah.
better systems, give yourself your space within the home,
Yeah.
and you'll lead a happier life, all of you.
Oh, Tara, I feel so calm and inspired for the
Good.
new year having this chat with you. Thank you so much for sharing
It's my pleasure. I
all
loved
your
it.
wonderful advice. We're going to put everything in the show notes so all our listeners and viewers can find out more.
It's so good. I can't wait to come back and chat again. Maybe mid-year. Maybe we'll pop back mid-year and talk about the wintry, cooler months.
I can't wait. We will definitely meet up with you then.
Thank you.
So many good edits there from the OG Tara Dennis. And rituals was the main word I took from that conversation, and how to start the new year in calm. I love that she told us about the colour of the year, revealing that we all need to calm down in the chaos at the moment. There's something we can all embrace in the new year. So remember, if you're stuck, you never have to figure it all out on your own. We're here to help you with the edit, the decisions, and the fresh start. All the details, resources, and links we mentioned today are in the show notes, so you can go back, you can pause, and work through them at your own pace. When you're ready for more support, visit our website for checklists. We've got room-by-room guides and extra inspiration to keep you moving forward. Visit homebeautiful.com.au, and our show notes have all the details. And until next time, be kind to yourself, take it one drawer at a time, and know that every small edit you make really does count. This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with beautiful, functional window coverings designed to transform your light and lifestyle. Thank you to Oz Design for our beautiful set. Come and visit the Experience team in store and see the collection for yourself.
This is an R Media podcast.